At Arizona State University, we're bringing world-class education from our globally acclaimed faculty to you. Ranked number one in innovation for 10 consecutive years and number two among public universities for employability. ASU isn't just ahead of the curve, it's creating new paths to success. Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 350 plus undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
Welcome to Gardening with Ben, your go-to podcast for all things green and growing in 2025. Whether you're a seasoned gardener, a budding enthusiast, or just curious about cultivating your own slice of nature, you're in the right place. Join me, Ben, as we explore practical tips, inspiring stories, and the latest trends in gardening to make your outdoor space bloom with life. From allotment adventures to wildlife-friendly gardening, I'm here to help you grow your passion and reap the rewards. So grab your gloves, roll up your sleeves, and let's get started on this year's gardening journey. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Gardening with Ben for a brand new episode today. I hope that you're all well, and I hope that you all had an amazing weekend. And yeah, today we're going to talk about our halfway year and how well we've got on with our allotments so far. The success, the failures, and the damn right brilliant. And it has been a tough year so far this year, I must admit that. I mentioned the other day that I only get down to the allotment now for a couple of days a week. I tend to go sometimes at night, just give it a quick water and film a bit of content for people. But I only tend to spend 2 full days down there now, which is Saturday and Sunday. And allotments are literally a full-time job in themselves, and it's a struggle keeping up with it in 2 days. Let me tell you that. Even the bindweed is a job and half keeping on top of all that. It grows so fast, and now that we've had all this heavy downpour of rain, it's going to shoot up everywhere, which is going to make my life difficult. But we'll keep on top of it, we'll keep smiling, we'll keep shining, and we'll keep gardening with Ben, and hopefully we'll keep on top of it. It keeps me going, it keeps me busy, and there's always something to do with that. But yeah, what have been our successes this year down on the allotment so far this year? So, starting off at the beginning of the year, and the first thing I usually pick is my rhubarb. And the rhubarb was absolutely fantastic. It's starting to come to its end now, but hopefully we'll get lots more up until August. We usually let it die back at August time so that all the nutrients can go back into the root of the plant, into the crown, and it will then keep that food stored within itself, and that will give it the encouragement to start again next year. Now, we've had those rhubarb plants in for 20 years, and they're absolutely fantastic. They come back year after year, and the fruit that I get from it is amazing, and the crumbles that my mum makes are absolutely delicious. So we've got all that to do. And what else? Next up is strawberries. Now, last year's strawberries were absolutely rubbish. I had no strawberries whatsoever. They failed on me. They didn't do well. And yeah, they were a total washout. But we didn't get much of a summer last year. It was absolutely useless. But this year has been the complete opposite. We've had absolutely loads and loads of strawberries off our strawberry plants. And fingers crossed, they'll all be sending out the runners now so that we can start off extra plants ready for next year to fill in all the gaps and hopefully double the amount of strawberries that we had this year. That's what I usually do. I usually make use of all the runners, plant them all out and fill in the gaps and get even more strawberries. I must have about 200 strawberry plants. You never have enough strawberries, trust me. And yeah, absolutely fantastic. Next up is our lettuce. Our lettuce has done absolutely amazing. Again, done very well. I'm happy with that. It's always done well. I've not grown iceberg this year. I've grown a cut and come again lettuce, which I'm disappointed at because I do love my iceberg lettuces. I should have grown some icebergs, but we've still got a good crop from them and it's doing absolutely amazing. And yeah, hopefully keep me going for a bit of time. Next up is beetroot. Now, my beetroot's not done brilliant this year. I didn't do well with planting it. I didn't do well with growing it. And yeah, I don't think I'll be getting any beetroot this year. We might get a bit, but we'll see. There's only ways of trying and seeing how we get on with that growing. Fingers crossed we do get some beetroot at least growing. But it won't be ready until probably end of September, October time, our beetroot. Next up is our courgettes. Now, as courgettes are very slow in growing, the plants seem to be taking forever to produce any fruit on them. I don't know why, but they're taking the time. They're getting bigger, so hopefully we'll get some courgettes coming on them, and hopefully we'll be inundated, and then I'll be saying, we should not plant courgettes. But yeah, I'm still waiting for my first green courgette. Now, yellow courgettes, I've had quite a few of them off. They've done really well. I don't know why they're doing better than the green ones, but we're getting some yellow ones off, which I'm happy about. We've also had some massive squashes off. Absolutely amazing. First time I've ever grown this variety that I've got. I think the spaghetti squash. I'm not too sure. But they're absolutely massive. I'll know what they are once I cut inside them, if they are spaghetti squash or if they're a different squash. As I often, again, not label them up, so I don't know what variety they are. So we'll have to wait until I cut into them. Next up is cucumber. Now, as plants failed on me, they didn't do very well, they didn't grow. So I've got no cucumber plants this year, which I'm highly disappointed at. I'm not happy about because I do love cucumbers, and usually they are pretty easy to grow, but this year absolutely failed on me whatsoever. Then we've got tomato plants. I didn't start any off from seed this year. I bought my plants from the supermarket, so they're a bit bigger. So they're doing well, and we've got absolutely loads on there. We've got Moneymaker variety, and we have got beefsteak ones. The beefsteak ones are the first time I've ever grown beefsteak. I've never grown beefsteak before, so hopefully we get some good ones from them. They're absolutely massive. They're just not ripening yet, so give them time. They'll start ripening pretty soon, hopefully, fingers crossed. Then we've got as melons. We've not grown as melons for about 8 years now. And yeah, I don't know what variety they are, because again, I've not labelled them up. But they have got melons on them, and they're growing massive. The plants that are growing all over the place. We've tidied them all up. They look absolutely fantastic now, so we've just got to keep them fed and keep them going. Pepper plants. I've not grown peppers in about 15, 16 years. And I thought, beginning of January, I'm going to start some off in my flat, get some plants growing, and we're going to grow some peppers because they need a long growing period. So we started them off, they got growing, the plants did well, kept them alive in my flat, and we started them off down at the allotment after that. And they've got absolutely loads of peppers on them. They're doing absolutely amazing. However, as I mentioned in my other podcast, they're getting eaten to bits. So we're going to try a few ways to try and stop them from getting eaten, see if we can stop that, and hopefully get some decent peppers. They're meant to be mixed variety colours, I think, but they're all green at the moment, so we'll have to watch out for them changing colour and see if we get some different coloured peppers growing. Then we have got our pumpkins. Now, I grew some pumpkins last year, but again, like I said, the weather wasn't fantastic. It was awful last year. And this year, it's a lot better, and hopefully they'll ripen in time. They didn't ripen in time last year. They didn't ripen at all, to be honest. So hopefully we'll get the decent autumn weather to get them to ripen and get some decent ones. And I'm expecting some biggish ones. With all this rain that we've had the last few days, hopefully it'll make them swell and hopefully get some decent sized ones growing. Sweet corn, absolutely amazing. A lot of people were mentioning that they were struggling with starting sweet corn off. I started some off and it did absolutely amazing. Planted them all out and they are as tall as me. I've never grown them that tall before, and they're still growing now. They're getting all the husks on them, they're getting the cobs on them. So hopefully we'll get a decent crop of sweet corn this year. And I always put bottles on them when they get to a decent size and when they start going brown, because that's when the rats can smell them and the squirrels, and then that's when they'll eat them. And putting bottles over them will protect them from getting eaten. But obviously don't do that till they start to get ready, because they need the pollination to pollinate to make the sweet corn in the cobs. So we've got that. What else next? There's plums are fruiting this year. They're not swelling as much. Hopefully all this rain will help them swell. Cooking apples, absolutely loads on this year. Last year I didn't do very well because I'd given it a massive trim back, but I left it this year and we've got a load of cooking apples on. I'm going to have to trim it this year because it's absolutely huge now. And eating apples, again, a massive crop of them. Pears, also doing fantastic. So we're going to get a load of fruit come harvest time round end of August, September, and that'll keep me going all the way through winter and getting well. As garlic didn't do too well this year, it could have done better. Maybe it's down to me not looking after it enough, but we got some decent sized small ones, so hopefully we're going to try and make some hummus with them. I've never made hummus in my life, but I tasted it once and it was absolutely gorgeous. Red gooseberries. The first year we've had a massive red gooseberry crop and they were absolutely delicious. The only thing is with gooseberries is that they fall out and they prickle you every time you try and pull them off. But we managed and we got some off and they were absolutely delicious. The red ones are the sweet ones, green ones are the sour ones, so I don't grow the green ones, I just grow the red ones. But yeah, overall, our crops have done really well this year. So I've not done a lot. I'm pleased with what's grown and how well it's grown and the results that we've got from it. So I hope you've enjoyed this mid-year catch-up and how well we're getting up to so far. So until next time, everyone, remember, keep smiling, keep shining, and keep gardening with Ben, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode of Gardening with Ben. I hope you've enjoyed our chat and picked up some tips to help your garden and allotment thrive. Don't forget to stay connected with me on all social media for even more gardening inspiration, updates and behind the scenes content. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram and YouTube. Just search Gardening with Ben. Hit that follow button or subscribe button and join our growing community of garden lovers. Until next time, everyone, remember, keep smiling, keep shining, and keep gardening with Ben.